Hi, I'm James Walker, Senior Editor at Data Center Knowledge, coming to you live from the news desk here at Data Center World 2024 in Washington, D.C. I'm here today with Roy Illsley, Chief Analyst at Omdia. Roy, thanks so much for joining us.
No problem, thanks for having me. It's really nice.
I'd like to start by asking you about this year's Omdia Analyst Summit, which took place earlier this week. The theme this year was the AI data center evolution or revolution. What were the main takeaways from the event?
Well, I think one of the key things for me from the whole event was the massive amount of interest there was in data center cooling, and liquid cooling in particular. I mean, that Shen's session, the first session, it was standing room only. There was about 150 people in the room. It was mad.
Yeah.
And that really showed that the audience here were sort of keen to learn more about how they can make these AI factories work, what it means to the data center industry of running AI at scale. And I think the takeaway from all of it was there's a thirst for knowledge here. And they know we've got to change, we've got to do something differently, and it's how they can do it differently and understanding the impact of that change. So I think it was really, really interesting to see all that interest.
Yeah, it really set the scene for the rest of the expo.
Oh yeah, I mean this expo is absolutely phenomenal with some of the stuff in there. I mean, a lot of the talk has been about power as well. I mean, the fact that we are restricted on power. What's the power growth? How's that going to be dealt with in the coming years? And you see in the expo hall. The expo hall has got some brilliant examples of microgrids and power solutions and energy saving solutions. So while it's not a dominant topic here, sustainability is a topic that almost bubbles underneath without being said.
Yes.
And I think, it's one of the interesting facts that, sustainability in Europe, as you know, is such a big topic.
Yep.
It's nice to see over here it's becoming a nice topic that people are recognizing that how can the data centers be more environmentally sustainable? Because we need to do.
Yeah, fantastic. I know a lot of the discussions related to AI have been revolving around capacity constraints and surging demand from data center customers. But I was wondering if data operators themselves making use of AI systems to help, say, optimize their infrastructure operations?
Well, strangely enough, DSIM, which is the Data Center Infrastructure Management Software, that is getting embedded AI in it, and particularly when it comes to the optimization. So when you're looking at the cooling, the power, how that can be optimized with the workloads to make sure that you're not drawing more power, you're not having lost power, you're not sort of running hot in one particular place or running cool in another place. That whole entire optimization, a lot of the DSIM vendors now are embedding the AI to do that. So you can, instead of trying to do it on the back of an Excel spreadsheet, you're running these optimization routines. You can make small tweaks and changes and almost in real time see the impact. And it's also being used to predict when there's likely to be a failure. That air conditioning unit, it's running at this point, it's got these signals coming out of it. You want to go and have a look at it now before it breaks down and you have to shut down half of your data center. So yes, the AI technology itself is being very focused. It's not generative it's not, chat GPT, tell me how to do this in my data center. We're not at that level, but that's not, the data center operators don't want that. They want something that will help them with the tasks, with specific tasks that they've got, and reducing the manpower constraints and improving their efficiency and making sure that there's not a linear relationship between the amount of people you have to operate the data center as it scales and grows along the, increased path it is going to increase as we get more AI into the data center.
Yes, okay, very interesting, thank you. And finally, just to change tack a little bit, I know you've been doing a lot of work in the cloud computing space, so maybe you could outline the key trends that we should be looking out for the rest of the year and beyond.
A trend that emerged last year that we're seeing more of this year as well, it's not quite so relevant in America yet, is sovereign cloud. Sovereign cloud in Europe and other parts of the world is becoming a really big thing by the fact that they want, data processed in country by residents of that country So that data does not get extraterritorial access from anybody. Because when you look at the cloud providers, they're either American or Chinese.
Right.
There is very small European data center, large hyperscale data center operators. OVH Cloud is probably the name most people will know.
Yes.
Main cubes in Germany, but they're smaller than OVH and not global. So the European market is very, very focused on the sovereignty aspects of how that can comply with the privacy laws and the different country laws. And when you go outside of Europe, you're finding that the data regulations in countries in the Middle East and parts of Africa are also now incorporating and following the EU's rule. So that's forcing the cloud providers to go, right, we've got to have offerings that can meet the sort of different levels of sovereignty that people have, because it's not a singularity. You know, you can have data residency, you've got data processing, you've got jurisdictional control, you've got sort of redundancy, and then you've got self-sufficiency. So it's where you want to fit on that scale and what the demands are. So that's one really big topic. The other one is industry clouds. What are they? Are they real? Well, we're still doing the research on that, but what we're finding is that a lot of the industry clouds are actually an ecosystem of partners around an industry that build their solutions on that cloud provider's cloud. So it's not specific cloud provider technology, it's the partners developing their applications on the cloud provider to offer it to that industry. So cloud provider can then go to the different industries with, look what we've got a healthcare solution. So it's not separate, but it is sort of an emerging trend, and it's the key verticals are driving that. I think those are the two big cloud trends that we're seeing.
Fantastic, thank you so much. I've been James Walker for Data Center Knowledge. Roy, thank you so much for your insight. You've given us plenty of food for thought, and it will be exciting to see how all this plays out over the coming months. So thanks again.
Thank you very much. Bye.